Hey there. Today I've got an exciting topic for you. I am going to walk you through creating stunning Instagram carousel templates using Canva. So, have you ever wondered how to make your Instagram carousels really stand out? Well, you're in the right place because in this video, I am going to show you how to do just that. We'll dive into Canva, one of the most versatile design tools out there, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process step by step. So I want you to grab your creativity and let's head over to my computer because I can't wait to share these Instagram carousel secrets with you. But before we dig in, I want you to be sure and hit that bell and subscribe because I publish a new episode every Thursday. In case we've not met, I'm Kathy Schneider. I have been an online entrepreneur since 2001, helping solopreneurs elevate your game with streamlined workflows and organized habits. I do this so that you can maximize your productivity because I am all about helping you spend more time doing the things you enjoy with the people that you love and not working every free minute of your day. Okay, are you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, so we are over at my computer now, and I am going to do my very best to not overwhelm you. I'm going to do my very best to keep this simple and make it so that you can easily, navigate through using Canva with creating carousels. Okay, so let's jump in. I wanted to start here on my Instagram page and just show you what a carousel is if you're not really sure. So an example would be this one in the upper left-hand corner. If I click on this, you'll see, okay, it's got multiple slides. So a carousel is actually a post on Instagram that has more than one slide. It's limited to 10, but you can have less than 10, but you need more than one for it to be considered a carousel, okay? And then, for example, if you go to this one, which is just a quote, you'll see it's just a single. There, you can't click, you can't go anywhere, all right? And if you go to one like this, you'll see it's a reel, there's a video there. Okay, so there's a little difference in a stagnant post or a single post, which this one here is also a carousel. A carousel will have this little square symbol up here that you see in the right hand corner. It's a little hard to see if the background is kind of light colored like this one, but on the darker colored it kind of stands out. Okay, so that's the difference in a carousel, a single post, and a reel. All right, now why would you even want to post a carousel? The main reason is because it keeps people on your channel, your Instagram channel longer. For one thing, you're able to share more information, and people are more likely to engage with a carousel than they are any other post at the time of this recording. Okay, so carousels are very much a great way to grow your channel. Another thing about carousels is that because there are 10 slides, when you post once, it's almost like you've posted 10 times. As an example, if you posted a carousel with 10 slides. Okay, so let's jump in and see, okay, if that's the case, how can I create templates to make this easy and not complicated, and something that I can do in a very very quick amount of time. Okay, so not wasting a lot of time. So let's jump over here. What I've got here are some examples of my November 2023 carousels, and if you'll notice, they're all very similar styles. The background is the same. Because I like mine, I like to use the one colored background on my carousels. That's my personal taste. Yours doesn't have to be that way, okay? Maybe you create, multiple templates, and some of yours are one color of a background and some are another. I've found that using carousels, I post a carousel that coordinates or goes along the topic of my YouTube video. I have a YouTube video that comes out every Thursday. And so I post a carousel that goes with that topic the following Monday. So these, that's why they say episode 28, episode 27, 29, and 30. And so that is an example here of like one template that I've used, and you'll see up in the left-hand corner how that's very similar. And then do you see how if I put my mouse here and it kind of slides over, you'll see how what that carousel looks like. Well, now when you come to this one, notice, okay, the content's totally different, but the template itself is the same. And people don't notice that it's the same, but they do notice that it's kind of my look or a theme that I use. And so that's something else. You kind of get to be known for your brand. So there's nothing wrong with using a template like that. You want to have brand colors, you want to have brand fonts, and you can have a brand style with your Instagram post, carousels in particular that we're talking about today. So now what about creating that template? How are you going to do that? Let me show you here. Let's see. Let's go over to Canva. The first thing you'll do when you jump in here, move myself over here, up here in the right-hand corner, you're going to click on Create a Design. And then you can type in here, Carousel, Instagram. And you do want, you notice the size there says 1080 by 1350, or it says portrait, which you can't read the whole word there because it's too long, but the 1080 by 1350 is the size you want to use, not just on a carousel, but also on your single post, because it takes up more space on Instagram. And so your Instagram, that gives you more exposure. All right. So that's one of the things that I've learned from Instagram coaches. I am not an Instagram coach, but I'm all about trying to help you work smarter, not harder, and get more done in less time. All about productivity. So that's why I wanted to teach you to template your carousels. All right, so we're going to click on that, and you see that it opens up. It opens up a template here, and it's blank, right? Okay. As an example, I have already created 3, and I'm going to stop and start the recording here so that I don't waste a lot of your time, but for you, it'll be one continuous recording. But what I've done is I've taken 3 templates, and I'm just going to show you a few tips with those. So one of the ones I chose, let's see, the first one I chose, example 1. I'm going to go and click on this, but over here on the left, if you see the little crown, you do have to be a paid Canva user to get that. It's called the Pro account. And you do get that template. You can buy the templates if you have a free account, but I very quickly found that was much more expensive than just having a Pro account and always having access to all of the Pro features. I also chose this one here. This is a free one because you see there is no crown, but it still has 10 slides. And so if I were to click on this one as an example, then it's going to ask me, do I want to apply all 10 pages here you see on the left-hand side? And I'm going to click yes. And it automatically puts all of the pages in here. And so they're all right here. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and close that one out, because what I've done is I've actually created I've created 3 templates, like I mentioned, that I copied from over here on the left-hand side. All right. And I want to show you some little tips and tricks for how to brand these for yourself so that you can use them again and again. But yet you don't have to just create one, although you could. And maybe you should start with creating one carousel template that you're using and get it like you like it. And then you can always create a second one and a third one, fourth, and so forth. Okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do, obviously this is not in my colors at all. And so I'm going to use mine as an example, my colors. And so if I click here, it's going to let me up here in the left-hand corner. Most of this you probably know. It's more about, if you've used Canva any at all, you're going to know a lot of this, but I want to make sure that I'm very precise just in case you are new to it. I do have another video here on my channel that is for people that are brand new to Canva. And so you might want to check that out because I'll go into more detail with that. When you click on the background, you click on the color, And I'm just going to change it to this, which are my brand colors. I have all my brand stuff over here. And then it's going to ask me down here, do I want to change all? Yes, I do. So what that did, it changed the color on all pages. All right. Then the next thing I'd want to do is like, okay, this up here, not only is it not in my color, it's also not in a font that I use. So I'd go up here to the font and I'm going to change it to a font that I use. And then I'm going to change the shape. I'm going to change the color background of this shape to, let's see, we'll go with, we'll go with a purple. Now that's not going to show. So I'm going to click right here and say, okay, now I've got to change the color of this number, right? And so then I have to go on the text color here and I've got to change that there. All right. So there's an example of how I would change that. Now this here, if I wanted to change the color of the border, you click on this again, and then you click the little lines, the border here, and then you click this and you can change the color to be whatever color you want that to be. So that would be like there's a little white border as an example. Now, another thing that is that's very important, like when I switched this earlier and I switched the font, if you noticed when I click this, then it says, do you want to change down here at the bottom? Do you want to change all the fonts? Yes. Do you see how that changed all of that very quickly for me? And that was very simple. All right. You can do that for all. Now, here is another thing that is very helpful. Let's say that you want yours to have, and I did add this earlier, so I'm going to take this one off so that you don't see it on there. Is this particular one I added, I want my carousel to have 10, which I mentioned earlier. What you can do is go ahead and hit the little plus sign, and then you drag this over so that they all are the same distance. Do you see the little 10? And I'm going to hit it again. And I'm going to hit it again. So there's 8, 9, 10. So then I would go here and I would change this to an 8. Oops, go here, change this one to an 8. Change this one to a 9. And change this to a 10. Now, to keep this really simple for you, let me show you how simple it is. If you hit the shift key and hold it down, and you can let go, shift and then let go, and you just grab with your mouse these 3 last numbers and you group them, and then put your mouse on top of one of the numbers and right click and copy. You can bring it down here and simply paste it in to each page. So then you're not having to individually do this on every single page. Doesn't that make that simple as an example? All right. And then another example to help make this go really fast for you. Let's say that I wanted this text to be a little bit bigger. I think I definitely want it to be larger than that. Okay. And I'm going to call this 7 steps for whatever you're teaching, because I'm doing this because it obviously is going to be whatever you're teaching, and you want to make sure you keep this inside those lines right there because that's the readability area. Okay, so I did that for you. You could even do it like this and move this up a little bit, do it like that. Again, you'd want to change this to your colors, whatever that is for you, and then again change the color here. And you literally just take it one by one and switch these things out. And then when you get down to like something down here, you can see I've already got this switch to my font. You just type in what it is that you use, whatever your channel is, if that's what you're using. And then I'm going to change that font color to be one of my font colors. Same for this. I want this to be a color that's within my brand. And I want this to be a color that's in my brand. And it asked down here, do you want to change all? And I said, yes. So it changes it across all of the channels there. Remember, you could do the same for this. I hit this green and I hit this color, it's going to say change all. Yes. So then what it does it do is you see it's changed it on each of these. Okay. So then what I would do is I would come here and I'm going to switch these. You wouldn't want to do it for all because it would change the dark color in here as well. Okay. So I will need to change all these, but look how simple. You can just change it in the one that's actually circled in that color. All right. And then let me jump over to example 1 here, where I've actually changed all of this for me. And in this situation, I did the opposite of what I was showing you over here. Let's see. Okay, so on this one, we had it like, here's the colors we were using. So let's go over here to this example. And you see I used the light green in the background here. All right. And then literally just went through. And so now this template that originally we had, it's completely changed out. And I added the extra pages and it's ready to go. So it's all templated out. Then another example, let's go to this one, put everything in. I did the same thing. You change the background color to a color you want. What I did was, see in this example, we'll look at it right quick. You see how different this looks compared to this one, but it's the exact template. Yet all I did was I went in and customized it with my colors and some of my looks. So I want to give you some examples of how you can do this. So if I go back to this one and we're going to go here, do I want to change all? Yes. So now it changed on all the pages. Now, what's really cool is if you go up here and we're going to take this little star off, we're going to come over here to the elements and I'm going to we'll put star in there and then we'll select graphics. And the one that I selected on my template where I did it for you was this one right here. Now look how big that is, but we're going to bring it back down. Remember I told you we want to keep it within that ring there. So I'm going to have to bring it a little bit smaller. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the color. Whoops, didn't mean to take it that big for you. Sorry. Change the color. And once I've done that, I can take this and right click and copy and then literally go to each page, delete and paste it in. And this goes so quickly. And so you're literally, just like on this example that I showed you over here, you see I've put the little star on each of them. All right. And then let's look at the example of this, because this is something that sometimes trips people up. This little piece here, do you see this that I'm sliding around, this little kind of like a smudge of color. Okay, we're going to delete that out. And then up here, we're going to do, and I really, honestly, I just said that looks like a smudge of color. So I typed that in and then I click on smudge and I literally just, then I click on these little sorting tool here and you can add your color. So for instance, on the other screen over here, I've got my colors pulled up. So I'll click on this, add, and I'm going to put in, let's see, I'll put in the one that I want to use, which is 9889A6. Apply. Okay. And you see it brings up everything that's close to that color. Some of these I'm like, I don't know about that. That looks very off. But these that are close. So the one that I selected as close. Now, it does happen to be a pro, but like I say, you could, pick something that's not, or you can buy it if you're not a pro member. But I'm going to drag this over. Obviously, that's way too big. So I'm going to reverse. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it. Let's see. We just want it to be like this. We want to smudge it down. I'm going to make it a little bit larger, kind of go like this. And then all you do from there is I'm going to position it to the back so it's behind the letters. And then you can even take this transparency and say bring it down to around 50. I'm going to change these fonts to my font, which you just come up here and you pick the font, and then I'm going to change the color of those fonts to be one of my brand colors. And then it's like, do you want to change all? Yes, I do. And then this little pink thing here, I'm going to switch it to this color. All right, now I don't want these numbers on here, the dates. I'm going to take that off. Obviously, I would change this to be my website or my Instagram channel, dependent. So now let's go over to example 2, and you'll see how I've changed everything, because this is the one I did prior for you. I took this same smudge and I just followed everything they did here. This one did not. Everything that I did here, I just switched out to like this smudge here. Then let's go back over here to this one, and you see where it's just added in. So I just added that into each of them and added in, each of the, wherever there was a smudge, I just put it in there as well. Changed out the name, took off the year, everything is the same. Now it's a template and it's ready for me to just add in my particular content, whatever it is that it is I'm teaching. So that's example 2. Now let's go to 3. This one is a little more, it has a lot more detail to it. You can see if you look at the pages, how much more detailed this is. This one took a little bit longer because there is so much, but I literally did the same thing. So you just take it piece by piece. I didn't want this on there, so I took that off. I wanted this to be a little bit bigger, so I grouped it, and then I enlarged it a little bit. And then I started changing the colors, changing out this down here. This is another one. I hit Command, do this, group it, and then you can make that a little bit larger if you want, okay? And what I did was I made it larger, and I ungroup and bring this back over and bring this back over. Same thing, okay? So over here in my example, the one that I've already done for you to see, this is what this page looks like once I finished adjusting and changing versus this one that is not in my brand colors. So I went through and literally just changed each of these pages piece by piece, and you can do the same thing. And so it's taken a template that's already created and then actually using that over and over again. Now, another thing I want to tell you that you can do, if you find someone out there on Instagram you love watching their posts and what they do, pick up bits and pieces, which is what I did with my carousels here in November. I loved, as an example, I loved that I found a gal who had added this, and it said follow for daily tips. And I love the way she had this done. And this, of course, when you're on the actual Instagram page, come back over here. If you go to this, it on your phone, when you're looking at it, it's pointing right up to your name, okay? Which is where most people tend to scroll Instagram. And so by doing that, I knew that was going to happen. Another thing, I loved this little piece down here at the bottom. And so same thing, I went into Canva and found the little edge at the bottom so that I was able to use that same, let's see, go back over to this one. I was able to use the same piece here at the bottom, and I'll show you what this looks like. So as it opens up, take it just a second, but this piece, see, it moves around. Isn't that something? And I have all this locked together so that I can copy and paste and add it to each page. If I ungrouped it, each of these are an individual piece. All right. So that's how that works. And I hope that you found this helpful. And I'd love to see your designs. So if you would, be sure and let me know as you start using these different, as you start creating templates for your Canva account, because I'd love to see them. So come back and let me know, and drop your Instagram channel if you want to in the comments, and I will come and check out your templates and see what you're doing. So I hope you found this helpful. Hey there. So a few days ago, I recorded kind of a little bonus tutorial for my membership. And it was like ways to help in Canva to just make things faster and quicker. And I was thinking about this after I recorded this episode for YouTube, and thought, I think I'm going to add this little tidbit as a bonus at the end of this video. All right. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to actually show you a little bit about what I shared with the membership, because I think you'll find it very beneficial, and you'll find it'll help you out to do things quicker. All right, let's see, let me share my screen right quick. All right, so you should be seeing my screen now. And what I want to show you, I created up here what's called a carousel ideas template. And what this is things that, like you see, there's no, in this particular template, which I use quite a bit as the front of my carousel, you see there's no content there. It's just the, all of the, I guess you would call it the elements. If you go over here on this side of Canva, you see elements. So all the elements kind of plugged in. It has my logo down here. It's just basic information, the stuff that's kind of like the shell. Okay. And so that's the first page. And I want to show you how simple this is to move it over. So if I were going to hit Command, and then, whoops, just a second. Let me take that back. Okay. Let's see. Let's do Command, and we're going to go and grab all of this. And then you actually group it, and then you can copy and paste, literally copy in and then paste in this whole thing into a new blank like canvas. Okay, so that's how easy that is to do. But then what I wanted to show you was, this is another one that I use. So this obviously is just another format. It looks a little different. This isn't necessarily the first page of a carousel that I would use, but it's one I've used like as the second, third, whatnot, whatever. So it's how you do that. And then down here, I thought I might show you this little part right here. If you want this to go to like second page, like, this would be like the first page is the one dot. You come up here to the second one, and you just change this to the same color as what you have it as. And you can see that just makes it like this. So that's how you get these dots to go across. But it makes it, once you have one, you can continue to save it. This is another one that I use quite a bit. I like this little GIF where they're saying, oh, I'm cheering for you, good to go. Again, this is just a template. It's just something I save so that I can very quickly grab it and use it again, or even just the idea. And I've already changed all of this. You can do it to my, to my colors. Then this page is an accumulation of things that I've used. So like, I love sometimes having these. I like using this on my infographics. I love this. It's just a personal preference. My point is, as you create and find things that you like, save them into one continuous document so that you can use it again and again. There's no reason to go back, search and look, and you don't know where it is. You can't find it, and you need to find it. This is one, I don't even think I've used this yet, but I saw it and I thought, ooh, I love this. I'm going to save it because I can see this being something that I might need with some future content. So I just stuck it in here, and let me show you how simple. If I just go like this, and you see how many different pieces of image it is, and then I group it. All right. And then I can copy. I'll go down here to a blank page. I can paste it in, and then I can move it wherever I want it to be. And so I could even put this on a brand new carousel. It wouldn't necessarily have to be, it wouldn't necessarily have to be within this one. I could open a new window and put in a new one. And then you see these dots down here. Again, this is just a page. So as I come on across, these are just blank pages that I have so that I can at any point, I'm just going to take this off because I don't need that one. We'll see how it does. That's what I want you to see. It actually has them all grouped, but then if you do it together, you can just get rid of all these and they're all gone. But that was how many different pieces that were pulled together. So for me to rebuild that every time I need it would be a lot of work, right? So as you find things that you're wanting to use, make sure you have one ideas template inside your Canva account where you can just plug things in. So there's a little bonus tip for you, should save you a lot of time. And if you'll just get in the habit of when you see something you like, pull it over, stick it in here. Or if you see something maybe out on Instagram with someone else's and you've got a little bit of time, first you could just save it, right? And then when you're just in a design mood, you're like, you know what? I just want to piddle around. I don't want to have to think about content. I just want to create some fun designs to use later. You can go in and just throw those things into your ideas template, and then they're easy to grab and use later. So I hope you found this helpful. And you know what, let me show you one other thing. So like you see this right here, okay, let's go over, go home, we'll go to projects. I'm going to go to my Instagram. And I think it was in the checklist, not sure, but I think, let's see if we can find it here. Don't see it there. Let me go back to, back, and I'm going to search up here for blog images, infographics, and like this here is an idea that came from what I was showing you before, okay? So because I saved this, it made it real easy to adjust and use again. And so it's always nice to have these. I do think this is in one of the checklists. I remember now it was in Instagram, and then we'll go to checklist. But like if I was looking for this, see how much time this has taken to look for what I'm looking for, and how much faster it is to be able to just quickly find it that way. See, I'm having to go through and look for it here. I think it might be in this one. There it is. But see how many places I had to go to find this little piece right here. Whereas because it's in my ideas template here, and you can see the colors are just a little different. And I put check marks there, where over here it's blank. But the idea, I could literally copy, and that's what I did. I copied this, plugged it in here because I needed the 4 points, and then I just filled in with the rest of it. But if I'm going back and trying to locate that, like I know I used this in the past, but I don't remember when. And like, for instance, this one was episode 23. Well, at the time of this recording, I'm like on episode 34, 35, 36. I don't know. I think it's way up there. I think 36. I think this is for 36. So you can see how far back that was. That was several weeks ago. That was 13 weeks ago. That's hard to remember when it was. So I'm just telling you, using this little ideas template for things that you're using will save you a ton of time. And I'm all about saving you time so you can spend more time doing the things you enjoy with the people that you love. So there you have it. I want you to be sure and look below this video for some free resources that I have created for you, including the wait list for my Vision Mastery Accelerator. And then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell because I publish a new episode every Thursday. And in the next one, I'll be sharing why you shouldn't tell people your goals. It's going to be a good one. And I want you to remember, keep challenging, keep learning, and keep growing.